This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Riley Smith.
Well, good day and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. Today is Tuesday, September 27th, 2022. We're so glad you can join us today. In today's episode of Ag Matters PM, I talk with Bayer's Gregory Ginnisty about their FieldView program and what it can offer farmers. We also have a look at that ag weather outlook, but first, let's run down the markets.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net.
Well, we're at the end of another day in the ag marketplace, and for a bit of analysis, we go to Jacob Burks of agmarket.net. Jacob, what did we see in the grains today?
In the grains, we went a long way around to go nowhere in the corn and beans anyway. It looks like we're going to settle today here slightly lower than soybeans. We're going to be a penny or two higher in the corn market. Wheat market stayed strong here most of the day. We've had a pretty wide range. Ended up going to be 12 to 15 cents higher in the Chicago wheat, and same thing in the Kansas City. But a strong technical trade. Corn market. If you look at the December corn, we went and found some support on this 100-day moving average, and really had just an inside bar, just kind of traded nice and quietly there. Had about a 12-cent range today. Bean market, I think if you see the pressure that we're seeing right now with some of the yields that we're getting into the beans pretty heavily, you're seeing basis fall apart. You got river levels that are low, and we're having a hard time getting it down the river. But the thing to focus on in that soybean market is that we haven't traded below $14 in that front month, and we're getting down in there. It looks like we're going to close on our lows around $14.07 today.
All right, and of course, we have a quarterly report coming out on Friday. What do we think we can expect there?
Well, I think going into this week, you're going into that report, and you got to remember you're at the end of the week, end of the month, end of the quarter. You've also got the ending stocks. Are they going to end up changing some of the production from last year? And I think that's that is what everybody will be looking for as soon as that report comes out. But going into that week, as we go into that trading day, I think you're going to see, some balancing up. I think some of these funds with the macroeconomic picture that everybody's been talking about, been well documented. Do they really want to have their money in something, as heavily as what they are right now? So I think that you could see some balancing, could see some option strategies, could see, just some liquidations. Not record long positions, but they're healthy enough that you could see that being effective to the market here as we get closer to that report.
Right, and yesterday we also had quite a bit of pressure from some, I think, record highs on the U.S. dollar. How do we think that situation is going to continue?
Well, I mean, if you got to step back and look at this sometimes, from the 10,000-foot view, if you will. And when you see the value of the dollar make 20-year highs, I think is where we're at. We're trading the dollar index currently at 114.26. That's significantly higher. That makes our products a lot more expensive to purchase. And whether you're looking at the livestock market or whether you're looking at the grains, that is not helpful right now for the value of our products as we're getting them out of the field to help sell them abroad. And that's so going forward, we will continue to have a problem as long as our dollar is this valuable. And I think that, do I see it coming off rapidly? Not with that being the safe haven, not with what we're seeing happening overseas. And it's, more of a global problem. And it's still, no matter how we look at it or how bad we think it is here, we're still the safe haven as far as the global economics go.
All right, and then speaking of that livestock market, what do we see going on in those prices today, kind of aside from the U.S. dollar obviously weighing in?
I wish I wouldn't have brought it up, Riley. The hog market down $3 again today. We had what I would have considered a healthy close yesterday, where we closed $1 off the lows, and again today we found pressure coming here. This is what we're talking about going into the end of the quarter. You see a high dollar value. You see China coming in and selling into their reserves, and that just added a little bit of fuel to the sell-off in the hog market. and it's one of these double or one of these head and shoulders that if it goes down to as far as we think it could, you could have another $1 or $2 in, or maybe even $4 in lower into this. So where this bleeding stops in that hog market is a tough call. All the cattle market, the feeder cattle, everything had just a weaker tone today, and a lot of this, if you go back and study the charts, is some technical trade that we saw some pressure start, and a continued sell off here, continued again here today.
All right, Jacob, lots of great information today. For those of our listeners and our viewers who would like to get in touch and learn more from the folks at agmarket.net, how can they do that?
Simply go to agmarket.net. There's a place on there you can look for a 30-day free trial of all of our ag intel, and we encourage you to do that. You can look at us up individually on the About Us part of that section. It's the easiest way, or just look us up on social media. I'd love to talk to you.
All right, Jacob. Well, it's been great talking with you today, and we look forward to speaking with you again soon.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
That again was Jacob Burks of agmarket.net. We'll go ahead and take a look at how those numbers close. That's courtesy of the folks at Bar Chart. December corn is up 1 1/4 at 667 1/2. November soybeans down 3 1/4 at 1408 even. Soybean meal down 3.90 at 413.60. Soybean oil down 7 cents at 62.39. Chicago wheat up 13 1/2 at 871 1/2. Minneapolis spring wheat up 13 1/2 as well at 944 3/4. Kansas City hard red wheat up 13 3/4 at 943 1/4. And December oats down 8 1/2 at 370 even. On the Merc, October live cattle up a dime at 143.57. September feeders down 117 at 175.70. October lean hogs down 167 at 88.70. December pork cutout down 297 at 86.80. And Class 3 milk up a penny at 19.88. And that's been a check of the markets here on Ag Matters PM. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break to hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff. When we come back, I talk with some of the folks at Bayer at the Farm Progress Show. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
Welcome back to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. At this year's Farm Progress Show, I had the chance to talk with Gregory Ginnisty of Bayer about their FieldView program and some of the benefits that it can offer to Iowa farmers. Well, we're here at day one of the Farm Progress Show here in Boone, Iowa, talking with Gregory Ginnisty of Bayer about the ClimateView technology that they have. So first off, let's just get an overview of the program.
Yeah, hi, good morning. Really excited to be here today, being able to showcase what FieldView can bring to farmers. FieldView is a software platform, digital ag platform that farmers can really use to get insights on their fields. It's the #1 digital ag platform, connected about 200 million acres around the world in more than 20 countries. Now, FieldView really lays on 3 pillars. The first one is ease of use. The second one is around accuracy of the insights. And the third one is around trust. When I talk ease of use, I mean, you think about a typical farmer, he's going to have a lot of different pieces of equipment on his operation. And what FieldView can bring is compatibility with over 85% of the different equipment pieces that a grower is going to have on his farm. So that's really key, so that as they're going through their planters, going through their sprayers, they're going through their combine, they're going to be able to continue streaming that data and getting some insights on what's happening on their fields. You talk about ease of use, it's also about making it simple. Simple for a farmer to operate into that environment, simple for him to find the information he's looking for in that software. And then we talk about accuracy of the data, right? And that's really the insight. So what are some of the features that a grower can see? Now, of course, you can see some of the weather feature coming into his field, but really one of the really cool things is the field imagery that he can get out. So this is, different layers of imagery, satellite imagery, that can really represent what's going on in his field. He can see, what's happening with biomass, what's happening in the development of his crop. What this leads to is then the ability to to make more educated decisions, better decisions on his field, on how he's going to, either what hybrid he's going to plant, what density he's going to plant at, what kind of inputs is he going to use, fertility, crop protection, and then really see at the time of harvest, what's it bringing back for his operation. Last but not least, we talked about trust. And trust is extremely important. Grower has about, 40, 50 tries at it, right? And those insights that can really tell him and for him to realize, hey, I'm doing this. Maybe I could do this a little bit differently, right? So many farmers do side-by-sides. Well, side-by-side, now all of a sudden, you have it mapped on that app. And as you're going all the way through harvest, you're really seeing how that hybrid or that fungicide spray has provided a benefit versus not having used it or having used a different hybrid. But trust is also about, a grower wants to know where his data is being uploaded and what's happening to it. And so that's something that we really put an accent on. All the data sharing in the app is an opt-in feature. So as the grower looks at platform and partners that we have, such as like insurance companies, for example, it makes his life a lot easier if he has to work with this insurance company to share some of the field elements, the field data, but that's his choice. He really has to opt in and decide willingly that he wants to share his data. We'll never use his data without him consenting to using the data in some way, shape, or form. So, you bring all these benefits together, and it's just, last week I was at a dealer event, so that's also another benefit of the tool. The dealer is able to now take his iPad, and again, if the grower shared his data with his dealer, they can have that conversation. They pull out the iPad, they look at what happened last year. How did that hybrid perform? How did this hybrid perform? And they can have that conversation on what should I do next year? What is it I'm going to plant? And what is it I can expect from this or that hybrid? And just seeing that conversation and how it's happening with those elements of science supporting those decisions is really cool.
Right, let's really zero in on that ease of use feature, because we see in the industry a lot, maybe a little bit of a resistance to new technology and new things to implement into their system. So first off, how is this data presented to producers to where they can easily understand it? And then, how easy is it for, like you said, for them to take that data and implement it into their operation?
Yeah, so on the iPad itself, a lot of it is data visualization, right? So is how do you transform the data into, color blocks? You can have the exact data, right? You can see exactly how many bushels am I harvesting right now on the spot, but it's all about the color coding that helps on a very quick note see, hey, this has worked, has not worked. We talked about field imagery. Had a grower that I talked to a couple weeks ago. He was looking at his field imagery, and all of a sudden he noticed this red spot appearing. And he went straight away, scout his field, see what was happening. His neighbor's irrigation pipe had burst, and that water was flooding his field little by little. How long would it have taken for him to realize that was happening, where the tool and that satellite image picked it up in the matter of hours and was able to tell him, hey, go and check it out. This field is, there's something happening. So that's really what ease of use is. It's how do we get technology, and you think about technology, we've got over 90 billion data points that is helping inform all these decisions. But nobody wants to go through 90 billion data points, right? So it's how do you make it simple in terms of being able to right away understand what's happening. But at the same time, you can print out what you're seeing. You can print out some of these reports and have it on paper and have that conversation around a piece of paper if that is the way you'd rather work.
Right. So, is there anything else about this system that our listeners and our viewers should know about?
Yeah, I think if there's one message I'd like to really point out is it's an easy to use tool. There's a lot we have a free version that people can install very easily and kind of get a glimpse of what the technology can bring. And most users I've talked to that have been using it for a number of years really could not go without it today. They really see how the science is able to bring them value, right? It's about how do I make my operation even better by making science-based decisions based on really what's happening in my field.
All right. Well, if producers want to maybe check out this technology, learn more, and maybe even consider implementing it into their operation, where do they go? So
it's super easy. If they're here at Farm Progress, they come visit us at our Bayer tent, and hear all about it. If not, it's a very simple www.climate.com, and they can see they can find a lot of information there.
That again was Gregory Ginnisty of Bayer. As for right now, let's go ahead and take a look at that ag weather outlook. Well, this week has finally been very September-like, as tonight we could see a bit of a frost, and then tomorrow we have much cooler conditions. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the National Weather Service has in store for the next 24 hours.
As you can see from the National Weather Service, it's going to be a bit brisk for a while. Today we've got mostly sunny skies and mild conditions, basically just the same as yesterday. Highs ranging from the low 60s to low 70s. Tonight we'll have mostly clear and a bit colder with patchy frost possible. That frost chance is a little higher in the north. Lows overnight should range from the low to upper 30s. And tomorrow we'll have patchy frost to start the morning, then sunny conditions. Highs ranging from about 60 to the mid-60s. And taking a look at the affiliate weather map, as you can see for tomorrow, Cherokee will be sunny with a high of 64, Shenandoah sunny and 65, Des Moines sunny and 63, Waterloo sunny and 61, Albia sunny and 63, and Clinton sunny skies with a high of around 60.
For more detailed forecasts in your part of the state, make sure to check in with your local Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network affiliate. And that's been a check of the Ag Weather Outlook, and that also brings us to the end of this episode of Ag Matters PM. You can find all of our content on our website at iowaagnet.com. You can also follow us on social media at Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok, and you can find all of our video content as well as previous episodes of AM PM on our YouTube channel. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button to see when those videos go live. Don't forget as well our free Twice Daily Market podcast on Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, and Podbean. From the IARN studios in Des Moines, I'm Riley Smith. On behalf of Dustin Huffman and Mark Magnuson, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.